there. Today we are going to start chap Unit 2 of Software Engineering, and in that one we are going to cover Chapter 1, that is Requirement Engineering and Initiating Requirement Engineering Process. Correct? Let me take out the pen and then we'll start it. So today we are going to start Unit 2, Chapter 1, and the problem with first part is that requirement engineering. The problem with our requirement engineering practice. We have very big trouble in understanding the requirement. We do not acquire from the customer, which we do not acquire from the customer. So we had very big problem in not understanding the requirement. We often record the requirement in disorganized manner. Do you remember we what we do it? We record the requirement in very disorganized manner. We often spend very little time to verify it. We often spend very little time to verify it. We allow to change to control us rather than establish a mechanism that we can able to change the control. The most important, we fail to establish the solid foundation part. Okay, there are 2 points which are very important here. We allow change to take control of ourselves rather than establish a mechanism that we can able to change control the change, and most importantly we don't have any solid foundation. And the requirement engineering, when we acquire it, we are not able to understand it properly in a unorganized manner. Then the other problems, the problem with our requirement continue. Many software development urge that what they urge, building software is so compelled that we will jump right into it. Right, you want to develop a software, fine, you can just get into that one and start developing before we clearly understand what is the problem. We just start going to build a software, and once we build it, as we move on, the things will become very clear to us. So what is the point here? The compel is that we are going to just start building the software, and once we move on, we will able to come to the point what the software requirement is. That then based on that one, once we don't understand what is that, then we'll go back to our requirement and we'll able to see where can we find these points. Project stakeholders will able to better understand when we deliver a little bit of software or iterative part of software, a small part of a model prototype. They are very good prototype or a small requirement. If we deliver it, they are very happy. Things change so rapidly that requirement engineering a waste of time, you are telling. What is the problem here? Things are changing so rapidly that requirement engineering is waste of time. The bottom line is that we haven't established our base point, and we are going to lose all those things. Correct, we don't understand the requirements, and the software engineering just go on and start building the software without understanding the concept of software engineering. And once they start doing it, they cannot able to do it, and they think that the prototype is ready, let's go and meet the what you call stakeholders and develop it. And there's the problem rises, and they say that requirement engineering is a waste of time, but requirement engineering is the best part of it where the project start. The bottom, all this argument contains some truth, especially small project, but for a big project it goes waste of time. So its complexity argue begin break down into small and moreover, if we have a software a big size, what we will do, we'll break down that software into parts and everything. If one goes wrong, we can able to modify that, we can able to adjust that point. So when you go back to this point, the problem with the engineering, requirement engineering, they don't understand it properly. We don't require it. Requirement before, and requirement is in a disorder way. We spend very little time to understand it, and the argument with the engineer is that software is that we just build the software, and once we move on, we can able to understand. Their point of view is that software engineering is waste of his time, but for a small project it's waste. You are going to lose everything because you don't have it. But for a big project, when we break down in the part, then it's, if we cannot able to do a parts, then we are going to lose the point. Correct, the solution comes up here in the requirement engineering. To start, It starts during conversation, activity, and goes on till model. It start with activity, and go down with modeling exercise. Make link between system needed and creating and building a software. There should be a link between them. Let's the standard engineering look at. There's the standard engineers which look into the part. What is the software job that needed to be done? The goal that design and building must meet, the tasks that determine in which the work has to be done, the detailed functional and action point should be explained. So there are standard engineer which look into this conversation parts. Then there is other part. Sorry, the requirement engineering task. There are few 7 tasks, that is inception, elicitation, elaboration, negotiation, specification, validation, requirement engineering. Inception, from where we are going to start, starting point, correct? And this is also what the starting point is. Elicitation, the calling point, means where we have to start. From where, once we started, let's move on with things. What are the requirements which you are going to take into the points, and then elaboration, arranging that elicitation into parts, means in order. Then we have to negotiate it, then specification. Well, some of these tasks may occur parallelly, and all are adapted to need of the project. So at one point, inception is done, then elicitation is, once elicitation and elaboration can also be worked parallelly. Once elaboration and negotiation can also be worked parallelly, specification can also work with the negotiation. So some of the tasks, I'm just telling some of the tasks, we are saying some of the tasks are may occur parallelly. All stripes are done all these points are done what customer wants. All establish foundation, and all this point establish solid foundation for our designing part. So let's see all these parts clearly. Inception asks the set of questions that is established. Basic understanding of the problem, the people who want the solution, the nature of the solution, what they want, the effectiveness of communication and collaboration. We are starting the point, means basic understanding of the problem, the people who want the solution, what is the problem, what they have, or what they wanted, the nature of solution, what they desire is. Draw the requirement for the stakeholder. Elicitation is nothing but, once you have done this, then draw a requirement for this. Create an analyzing model, identify the data, functions, and everything. In elaboration, negotiation, agree when we are going to deliver the project to the customer, something like requirement engineering. Two part specific, can be one or more model. We have a written document, we have set of model, formal, mathematical, scenarios, collection, prototype. A review mechanism for each task, error in content or interpretation area, which clearly specify where the requirement use missing information, unrealistic information. Then above all these are required to manage the requirement. Traceability, drawing that into the part. So these are the points which are mentioned here. Now inception, when we have sent, what do we mean by inception? Let me move on to this one. Initially initiating the requirement process through the set of questions. The requirement engineer need to ask, identify the stakeholders. What else do you think should I talk? Means if you see it, what is this? Ask the question to establish the basic understanding the problems. Means what else do you think we can able to talk? Recognize the multiple viewpoint. As many different stakeholders exist, we have to take the different viewpoint of what they wanted. Work towards collaboration, break the ice, initialize the communication. What do you want? What are the process you required for that one? Then the first question, these questions are focused on this one. Who is behind the request for the work? For whom they want to work it? Who will use this solution? What will be the economic benefit for this solution? Is there any other source of solution available? Correct. These are about 5 questions which are: who is behind the request for this work? Who will use this solution? What are the economic benefits of the solution? Successful solution. Is there any other source of income? Now let's take an example. We have developed a website and everything is there. The payment option is available. We have got credit card option and net banking, correct? But we don't have phone pay as we use much of the option phone pay. So we need to add this option in our modify our website or a modification of our website. So what we requested to give them a phone pay option in our one. So what is the solution? What are the better economic benefits? Many of the customer required phone pay. They don't have to come down. Nobody will have credit card. Many of the few people will have don't have credit card. Net banking, phone pay is very easily you can use. So we are adding what are the economic benefit, what are the other source of we don't have any solutions for that, so we are going to do this part. Correct. Example, the next question. This questions enable the requirement engineer to gain the better understanding of the problem. Who will you characterize good output and who generate what's problem will the solution. What now, let's move on. What our problem is that we need to add a phone pay. So what are the good output? It generate a very good output for it. What are the problem addresses? We are not getting customer having a problem in the payment. They are having with the option with credit card and net banking, and we just wanted to have a phone pay. That is very good advantage. Can you show me the business environment is solution? Yes, in online business, because we are already using online business, and when we go to the remote phone pay is very useful. Will specify performance issue or constant effect where the solution approach? Yes. Special performance issues? Yes, it will approach this part. Now the final set of question. Are you the right person? Because when we are asking the question, when somebody comes in and update us, are you the right person to give up? Because there are a number of stakeholders. They have to give me us the answer. Are my questions relevant to the problems? If you ask me the question, what the answer I am giving is relevant, or if the software engineer or from the organization comes to the stakeholders, if they ask the questions, are they relevant to us? I'm asking too many questions. There is no many questions. Can anyone else provide the additional information? If you need more information, who is the right person whom we can able to get in touch? So should I be asking anything else? What are the other questions we can able to ask? These are the points which are point. So what do you mean by initiation? It's just the initial breaking the ice type of questions. Okay, and there are about 7. What I'm just revising my videos. There are 7 distinct tasks in requirement engineering: inception, elicitation, elaboration, negotiation, specification, validation, requirement, and what are the problem you face when you do requirement. So I'll stop my video. Thank you very much.